Hey, what's up? In this video, I'm going to show you 5 ways to play the E major chord on your guitar. It's going to be the same thing for the acoustic and the electric. We're going to go over the technique, proper fingers, how to play them all correctly so that your chord changes are smooth and quick. And at the end, I'm going to give you a little bonus one that's a little bit less well known. Okay, so let's just jump into this one and let's get to it. Okay, so the first one is going to be the E major in open position. What's going to happen? I'm going to have the chord diagrams up on the screen as well as the notes that are inside the chord. We're going to put our second finger on the 5-string 2. Ring finger on 4th string 2, and then first finger on 3rd string 1. Looks like this. Boom. Okay. Now, if you have seen my video on the E minor chord, you just play E minor and then put your first finger down. Now, I need to point something out as far as the technique goes. Notice the guitar neck is going up. Okay. If it's not, you're going to kink up your wrist. It's going to hurt, ache. It's not going to work properly. Also, your hand, it's like this.
Oh, Vincenzo, insalata caprese.
Okay, so if your thumb's over here, your hand's not going to stretch, and then you're going to be like, oh, I have small hands and blah, 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 blah. No, you don't. Your thumb's just in the wrong spot. Okay, so it likes to do right here, boom. And I should point out that sometimes people will play the E major like this. They'll change up the fingers. And the reasoning is, well, because then you can just go to a bar chord. And for a beginner, that makes sense. However, it's really not the way to approach learning the guitar. You don't always play E major and then play a bar chord. Okay, so that doesn't really make sense as far as that goes. But when you're doing things inside the chords, arpeggios or quick chord changes in this position, it really messes you up. So I'm gonna highly recommend you don't do that. And like I just said, E minor, E major, you're essentially reinforcing both chords with one position. Okay, so I just want to point that one out. Now, if your chord changes are kind of slow, you may consider checking out my free PDF download and video training on how to speed up your chord changes in less than 30 days. I'll walk you through the process step by step, and we'll fix this problem once and for all. So I'll have a link in the description below, so you can check that out, and let's fix this problem if that is you. So the next position, what we're going to do is we're going to come all the way up here, and I realize if you're on an acoustic guitar, you may want to skip this one, but I just want to point it out that you can do this little bar chord version up here. It's going to be pretty easy to get this shape down versus the chords where it's down here. And what we're going to do is put your first finger on 6th string 12, ring finger on 5th string 14, pinky on 4th string 14, and then your middle finger on 3rd string 13, and that's it, no bar. So what we're doing is we're actually preparing your hands to do a bar chord without doing the bar, okay? And if you're keen, E note, B note, E note, G sharp. Technically, you can actually strum all of them and have these open. That's a little bonus, okay? All right. Once you get that little shape down, all you need to do though, press your index finger in and then to the side, okay? To the, that way. Okay? That's it. If you find I'm going just a little too fast, I have an article that I wrote up on my website about this chord that'll have the chord diagrams, but then also I have a bit more information as far as what chord progressions sound cool with this chord, what keys use the chord, a few songs that are easy enough that you can practice with this, as well as what are the notes inside the chords that we can really understand what's going on with this chord, and we can level up your guitar playing and your musicianship at the same time. So you may want to check that out. All right, so for the next voicing, put your first finger on the 5th string 7, and then ring finger is going to go on 4th string 9, and it's going to bar across strings 2, 3, and 4 like so. Okay. Notice you can see here, I'm not jutting out my wrist and causing some problems and tendonitis and carpal tunnel, all this bullshit that happens if you do that. But on this finger right here is going up and scooping in. Okay, making it pretty simple. And then the other voicing is all we're gonna do is lower your index finger and we're gonna do 2 bars. Okay, now remember, thumb is gonna be with this position. It's usually, again, I say it's like this. If you're doing a huge stretch, it'll be right in the middle. A board like this is not as big. It'll be following your first and second fingers. Okay? And This one's going to be pretty tricky, if not the trickiest one, because your ring finger's got to play the second string and then get up and out of the way for that one. Okay? Sweet. Okay, so that's 5 of them. Here's your bonus. We're going to build off of that same E note, the root note right here. And we're going to do this. This one's a bit more of a stretch. Obviously, I put it last because it's going to be harder and not as common, probably because it's a bit harder. And what's going to happen is we're going to go like so. Let's just put this on, this little triad. We're going to go pinky on 5th string 7, ring finger on 4th string 6, first finger on 3rd string 4, which is going to bar across those strings 1, 2, and 3, and then your middle finger, not to flip you off, but I'm flipping you off, boom, is going to go on a 2nd string 5, and then strum from the 5th string down. An easy way to know, like when you play your chords, whichever position, over here, play them one at a time. And if something's not sounding right, let's say you're going, cool, fix it, right? You can feel, oh, it's hitting that other string. Oh, you're not on your fingertips. Okay, cool. Okay, so there is how to play the E major chord on your guitar. You have a lot of homework to do. There's a bunch of versions. You can save this video, of course, come back to it, get them down, and then come back and learn some other ones. And all it is think of a chord like a color. Let's say E major is like the color blue. So there's different shades of blue. So that's a shade right there. This was a shade. That's a shade. This is a shade. All right, hope this helps. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions on this, if you have any requests for certain chords or other things. Happy to help you, and we'll see you in a future video.